Next to lifting aerospace equipment for NASA, we're supporting nuclear outages for over 30% of energy centers across the country. Painting a wall may seem a little trivial. Grab your paint, grab your brush, and get to work. But in 2025, this wall means a lot more and serves a much greater purpose. The future site of the Always Lift, Never Quit mural.
I had met Mike Miller and saw what he was doing in the community with his murals. Was spitballing with my sister how cool it would be to have that sort of team building experience here at American Crane for our employees. A way to nod to our employees, to our founder, my father, Advar Norheim. The mural just seemed like the perfect thing to do.
I was like, well, you know, how is this different than just marketing? This was not that at all. You know, we want the entire staff to be involved in the creation of it, to invite the people who are going to see it most often to have a hand in the creation of it was just perfect.
The game plan was starting to form, ambitious as it was. But before any brushes touched any paint, a design needed creating. And for that, an artist.
So Mike contacted me and said, hey, there's this project for a manufacturing company. And he goes, you're a welder, you work with metal, and you do murals. You're a perfect fit for this. You know, when you drive by, you don't really know the depth and the size and the scale. Let's showcase what you guys do. So I was on board right away.
Greg took into account American Crane's rich history, its legacy, and the atmosphere that is clear the second you walk through the bay doors.
You need to start kind of picking what are the really important elements. So as everybody's throwing in, we'd like this and we'd like this, you kind of have to start to distill that down to what really matters. We were kind of on the same page and clicking as soon as the things started to come together. So I think that was a real exciting part of the project.
It was really exciting, and I really loved seeing the way Greg portrayed my dad and the American flag behind him. Our father came to America with nothing. He lived the American dream.
With the annual company get-together on the horizon, the perfect opportunity to assemble nearly 200 employees, each with a brush in hand and a chance to leave their lasting mark. The event, aptly named Grit Day.
Personally, that was one of the biggest challenges on this project was, you know, we want to have our whole staff paint this mural, but we want them all to paint at the exact same time. And it's like, what? You want me to do what? So that took me a while to get my brain wrapped around how we were going to do that.
Each table of employees took a 3-foot by 3-foot panel and applied the correct color to the labeled area, like a giant paint by numbers, bringing Greg's design to life as the veteran artists looked on.
Seeing people that maybe don't consider themselves artists, kind of rolling up their sleeves and getting into it. And then that 45 minutes was up and I'm like, guys, time's up. I gotta take your brushes. And they're like, I'm not done, I'm not done. So it's kind of seeing people take ownership of it. That's exciting for me.
I left that day thinking that was really successful. Everyone was engaged and it wasn't chaotic. I wanted everyone to have a sort of a positive experience.
With roughly half of the job done by the end of Grit Day, the panels were brought back to the offices of American Crane, where a space was constructed specifically for teams to continue the effort.
We gutted 2 offices to create this collaboration space, which allowed employees to come together and paint the mural on their own time. It was a great way to get to know each other a little bit better. There's something about just painting and creating art that is therapeutic, and it was a great bonding experience.
Panels painted, the wall prepped and primed, install day brought a crowd together for the employees' final chance to lend a helping hand.
We were dancing in the rain. We had community members stopping in, wanting to know what we were doing and how they could do something similar or be a part of what we're doing.
As it got completed, people would come out, the workers would come out and they'd say, oh, I get what you're doing. I like it. And just kind of having them understand my design and really enjoying it. I was like, that's the gratification that really mattered to me.
Understanding how your small part fits into the bigger picture. That's a wonderful metaphor for what happens at any company, that everyone's part is a a very important section of the entire product.
What surprised me the most was how bittersweet coming to completion would be, because I love the process so much from start to finish.
It stands today as a signal to those passing by that something special lives here.
It's not as obvious when you're driving by, so I like to think that mural now kind of piques your interest.
And for the man who helped bring it together, a reminder of what collaboration really means.
It bothers me when people say that's your mural, and I'm like, no, it is always ours, and that's, you know, always been my philosophy from the beginning.
But for the woman who began it all with an inspired idea, it's about the pride that those within its walls take with them, and the family legacy that pushes forward.
I love that how proud my daughter is when she comes and she sees the picture of her grandfather. She was just so proud, and she's like, that's my grandpa. Our company's legacy lives on, that my dad's legacy lives on, and that my kids' kids can come and see this, that employees, their children can come and see this really cool mural that they helped create. Everybody's a part of history.